So for the career video, it talks about a lot of aspects when it comes to finding a career in the public relations world or the communication world. So for me, the one thing that the video did talk about that stand out for me was personal branding, because personal branding allows a person to create your own personality and your own brand. It brings in your unique personality, it builds up the positivity of who you are as a person, and it builds a great impression for companies to look at, for them to understand what kind of person you are. um, and it gives them the reason to want to hire you as a person. So it also, when it comes to personal branding, it also involves creating a variety of stories and visuals about yourself and how as a person you want to be perceived as. So it personal branding describes, like for me, it will describe me as who I am and what kind of characteristics I possess, so that I would want the company that I'm applying for actually hire me. Um, and as an employee, that this is who I am. I want them to see that. So that's what is very important when it comes to personal branding. It also talks about how personal branding has to be very strategic and carefully planned, and it has to build that desirable person in you for that company to actually hire you. So I think that is very important to talk about, and I would remember that I have to create that personal brand and make the companies want to hire me. So when it comes to the internship aspect, I am already doing an internship with athletics because I do want to get in the sports field after the military, and I do have an experience when it comes to the public affairs, the government side, obviously, because I am an Army public affairs soldier. So I have that experience already, but I wanted to be able to expand my experience and show that I'm actually able to do sports field as well because I have that internship. So I wanted to have something to add more after I graduate too. So very interested in doing an internship with media relations if given a chance. But for now, I'm actually doing internship for social media in the UW Athletics. So one thing that I learned that internship wise, it is important for me to be able to use this time that I'm here in school to have to gain that experience, because the sports field is what I wanted to get into after the military. Um, so internship that would help me is actually getting into the athletics department and having that work in the sports field, and that work experience, that valuable experience that could help me. So in my internship that I'm currently doing, the social media internship, I am actually constantly communicating with my supervisor, letting him know if there's any situation that I cannot be there, or if or what when I'm gonna be able to come in, and things like that. And I am doing my best. And like for example, during the university pause, I had to explain to my supervisor that because there's a pause, I have to stay at home, and it's hard for me to actually telework because I have a kid, and it is something that it distracts me. I don't get to focus at work, and I hate not being able to focus at work. So I did explain to my supervisor that hey, look, I will catch up on hours after the pause if the pause ever get lifted, or I will figure out a time and place and go somewhere to be able to actually telework, that I don't get distracted at home, because it is really hard being a mother and a student and also a soldier at the same time. So having that constant communication, I believe, like in an internship, you a person needs to have that, so you can build the trust and the relationship with your supervisor and with the people you work with. So when I come into work for my internship, I would always make sure that even though it is a pretty slow time, there's not a lot of work to do because of COVID or the pandemic. Um, I get the job done regardless. Whatever my supervisor gives me to do and work or task wise, I finish it as much as I could and do what he do something else. I keep seeking for more work if there's more, so I can have more experience of what else do I have to do, so I can gain more valuable experience in this career field. Um, one thing that I would do more from this point forward, learning from the video and careers, is actually asking for more and not just like, okay, I'm done, I leave. And I wanted to be able to have more hours actually too, because it is very slow time, because there's no sports going on, and it is one of the, I think it is very challenging to actually find something to do when there's nothing that's going on, or there's no events going on. So I have to learn how to be more creative and ask for more information and ask for more work that I can do, so I can have more experience when it comes to the sports field side of things. Um, Even though I do have a public affairs experience in the army, because I've been doing it for the last 5 years, I still want to show that I am someone who actually can learn continuously and not say, oh, I already know that. No, I don't know everything. So I wanted my supervisor and the people I work for know that I am very open-minded, I am open to learning, and I would love to gain that experience and actually learn more and have that in my back pocket. When I get out the military, I can say, look, I have this experience and I did this, so I know and I learned some of these things through my time and doing that internship. So I think that's one thing that's very important when it comes to internships and what I would do moving forward.